Kuntao Silat is an American martial lifestyle designed from prime elements of the Chinese Kuntao and Indonesian Silat arts. If you're looking for an effective martial art and exercise with a purpose, come visit us at kuntaosilat.com.
The Karambit this is a good one. This is Pamur steel, nicely carved. The little hook there is so that you hook it up under the bottom of your sash, and it keeps it from being withdrawn when you draw the knife. The sheath is a little bit oversized simply so it will stabilize the knife as it sticks through the sash, because it's drawn from about this position. As it sticks through the sash, you can wrap the folds of the sash around and hold the sheath tightly. The knife actually comes from an Arabian knife called the Jambiya, and they can have very long blades to them. The knuckle duster part can be wood or horn or lots of other kinds of things, various kinds of precious metals and that kind of thing. It is considered an assassin's weapon. It's a criminal's weapon. They were very often poisoned, so that any touch with it caused at the least suppurating infected cuts, and at the most, obviously, great big open wounds. It is very hideable. Traditionally, they hid them in shoes. Women hid them in various parts of their clothing and that kind of thing. They were never a utility weapon. They were never meant to be any kind of little box cutter. They're not meant to be handled in this position or any of that. They are a single purpose weapon, and that is to pug with a little ugly knife in your hand. This one is sophisticated. You see that it has the reverse barbs on it here. The Western-made one that I have down here doesn't have these, but they are incredibly utilitarian because it catches and rips, so that it works really well against their weapons, their clothing, friction kinds of things, and then back in with the cutting aspect. The one that I use pretty regularly draws like this. It has a little more blade to it. It doesn't have the forged in barbs, which were kind of too bad. Nice desert ironwood, so that in this burl there's not going to be any splitting of the scales, and it's not going to fail on me catastrophically. It's got a significantly larger hole through it because I have a little larger hand. I want it a little heavier on the knuckle duster simply because I like it as a hand packer kind of attitude and the phoenix eye punch kind of presentation. All of this is just like any other kind of pugging that you're going to do. If you're a boxer, you could use this really strongly. The more Indonesian kinds of swirling moves and that kind of thing. All of the Chinese stuff that comes off of Phoenix Eye Fist works really well off of applying the Karambit. The slight difference is that generally, if you're against a right-hand kind of lead, you're going to play just a little bit to the left so that you can cut the outside of his arm as he comes in, although cutting from the inside is just as easy. So it's a matter of stylistic preference. It's a matter of what kinds of applications you're used to in your own hand kind of attitude. The Karambit doesn't extend your reach at all. It's not like some sort of long knife where you have another 8 inches or a foot or whatever out beyond you. This works right at boxing kind of range. and you can stab through a Mack truck with it, because everything is reinforced in your hand. You're not going to lose it or any of that kind of stuff, and so you can just go on in chugging and pugging and knock holes in things. It'll go through a helmet, it'll go through a trauma vest, it'll go through the hood of a truck, it'll break windows, it'll beat down doors. They're they're really useful little items. People ask how you drill knife things, and obviously I use the Jurus and Jurusan in order to do it. Any time that your hand comes back to your body, like in doing the breaker or in doing punch and wipe, see the chamber goes to here. If you come back here, then your Karambit draw is from there. The kinds of blows that you do, there's Juru 1. See? From here, punches and punches. I'm going to work here with the Karambit sheath, so there's no possibility of cutting, and he's got a play knife, so that won't be any difficulty. Some of the more immediate kinds of things that you can do, punch combos. There's your block, and here are your cuts and throw. That's Puder Kipala, turn the head, throw. It works off of a couple of things that are not immediately apparent. This movement right here cuts those leaders and on up the arm. As long as I keep the knife in contact with his body, I'm cutting. By the time that I have cut this and moved it and hit him real good, Puder Kipala is not just a matter of come at it, this guy right here and then into the throw. There's got to be a solid hit. Thank you, sir. There's got to be a solid hit. Another kind of aspect might be hitting again with the Phoenix, hitting again with the Phoenix, and we do an awful lot of that Phoenix eye into the eye socket. If you really look at it a bit, you can hit him all the way down here, and if you slip, it'll go directly into the eye socket. It's not a fun thing, so I'm not going to do anything to him with it. The movement here and that kind of hit to the head, remember in Puder Kipala you always throw your hand palm up. Well, if you're doing it with the Karambit, you have this, you have all these kinds of controls, and then you can get back to your throw when you get ready to. The same thing with Kinji. Let's change sides here. On Kinji, there's your entering kinds of cuts. This guy comes here, this guy comes here, and there's your throw. Bam! Come in on him and continue hitting and so forth. This is a very strong movement against armor. Here, bam, 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 bam! So the hits are right out of all of your pugilistic kinds of stuff. It's right out of any kind of boxing that you want to do. The thing is that you stay a little bit to the side of him so that you have a cutting surface hitting him anytime he starts to get wiggly on you. Cool.